Fred R. Profeta Jr., duly elected chair of the Township Committee for the year 2004.
Thank you, Mr. Well, this is a great happy new year to you all. I see some people here who I didn't expect to see, my old high school classmate, Ben Auletta out there with the video camera. That's great. It's a great respect. I'll see you. That's good. I'm certain that Ken Pettis and Kathy Leventhal are happy about this day. And I must say, as you could guess by now, I'm certainly very happy. I've actually been thinking about this moment for a long time. If you take it back to its beginnings, I've actually thought about it when I was a little kid at Jefferson School, walking to and from school. I used to go by the sewer tree. Notice that inscription, Township of Maplewood, on the tree, and I think to myself, I wonder if the mayor is the boss of the sewers. You gotta understand, this time, Mark Carney has Norton. He's king of the sewer system of New York City, so the sewers were very cool. And we spent a lot of time in them. We traveled all throughout the town, like underground. Well, as it turns out, being mayor is a lot more than sewer maintenance. And the fact of the matter is, it really should be a full-time job. Fortunately, the pay is pretty loud. So, I'm still going to devote some time to my law practice in New York, whenever I want to relax. But the truth is, more and more time is going to be spent right here in Maplewood, and I'm going to get very used to that office back there. I'm truly grateful to my colleagues for trusting me with this responsibility. And all of you out there who have supported me throughout the years, many thanks, many thanks. And that starts with my wife, Susan. I never imagined, I'm sure, growing up in Minnesota where everyone shot, that her husband was someday involved in New Jersey politics. That was really your Susan. To everyone here in Maplewood, let me say that I'm going to strive to make this a truly inclusive government, where everyone who has something to say is going to be heard. Whatever group you belong to, whomever you may have supported in the past, let's just turn that page. Let's now all work for the good of all Maplewood. And we're still going to disagree on certain issues. But you know what? That's good, because healthy disagreement, honest disagreement is good for the town. It's very good for this process. But I want to show by our example, David's and my example, how we can all join together in common cause and listen very carefully to each other. That's key. Quite frankly, I'm fortunate to be taking on this job when Maplewood was at its height of popularity. According to the Star Ledger, over the last 3 years, our market values of our homes have gone up 52%. That's higher than any other town in this region. For that, we have many volunteers to thank. We owe a special thanks to those on the Community Coalition on Race, which does such a magnificent job of publishing all the good news about Maplewood and South Orange. And if you haven't doubted, did you all see this article in the New York Times last week on knitting and self-employed? This is incredible. But the fact is that the good news about Maplewood wouldn't be there to promote if so many of our predecessors in office hadn't been very diligent about their duties, and they did, and they have been. There are many, many to thank and can mention quite enough. But most recently, the heavy load has been carried by Jerry Ryan and Bill Cooper. And no one can question the hard work and the the dedication that these two men applied on behalf of Maplewood. We're truly grateful for their efforts. We are in good shape, but if we weren't, our market values would continue to soar the way they are. For example, in the area of public safety, violent crime and burglary continue to decline in Maplewood. There was an increase in theft last year, but much of this was probably driven by economic conditions because similar towns around the county have reported a similar uptick in theft. When it comes to crime, though, you should remember this. On August 28, 2003, the Star Ledger reported some interesting statistics. It said that in 2002, Maplewood's crimes per 1,000 persons were 28. In Montclair, they were 34. In Glen Ridge, they were 37. And in Milburn, they were 41. So we're in pretty good shape. And we have indeed implemented some very important initiatives in 2003. Mr. Grumman and I campaigned on the promise of increasing the dialogue between the Township Committee and the Board of Education, and we've done just that. We now have regular monthly meetings with the Board of Education discussing such issues as student behavior, registration procedures. And on the budget front, the Board of Education has been very helpful in instituting a series of workshops for the education of those of us on the Board of School estimates. Mr. Crowden and I also champion the use of public meetings to inform the Township Committee on important decisions. We actually managed to put this procedure in place regarding the selection of the new program. We now have had 2 very productive meetings with a Citizens Advisory Task Force composed of representatives from groups all over town. And we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot from these citizens. In fact, our choices have been altered as a result of the information and the input we've got from this process. As a result, we're going to select a site for this new police station very early in 2004. There have been many accomplishments in 2003. On Springfield Avenue, the progress has been considerable. Curbing and the brick pavers have been completed at the West Gate. They're completed at the Prospect intersection, and half of them are done at the East Gate. We have decorative bollards now and landscaping that's been installed. And the Township Committee has asked the Planning Board to take a look at the area on Springfield Avenue between Burnett and Boyd on the east side for possible designation as a redevelopment zone. That would allow us to accumulate land much easier by way of the Redevelopment Act for private development. And how about Maplewood Village? Has that ever looked better? I was astounded by the this whole thing. And I've got to say, much of that credit goes to the Maplewood Village Alliance, our special improvement district in the center. The Alliance is responsible for all of those beautiful new facades that you see. They have design criteria. Everything has to be up to snuff, or it doesn't go up. And there's more to come in the village. We're beginning actually to install new lights on the side streets, and this should be completed very soon, weather permitting. We established the first public skate park in Essex County this year. It opened on November 22. Over 100 kids were there that day showing off their skills on the new equipment. And all of that equipment, by the way, was purchased through private fundraising sponsored by the Maplewood Skate Park Committee. The park is right now located temporarily in the pool parking lot. It'll be there till Memorial Day. After that, we hope to locate it more permanently. One of the sites we're looking at is in Dehart Park.